Today we're going to discuss terrorism, domestic terrorism. Let's first go with the definition of what domestic terrorism is. First we'll go with my belief of what domestic terrorism could be. The first word, domestic. I believe that's home. I guess that would be my country, my home. Terrorism. Something that puts fear into the people. Something that makes me afraid. That's what terrorism is. Something that they want to put fear into you all the time. But we'll do one better. We'll look for the definition of terrorism. The definition of terrorism, when I look it up online, domestic terrorism in the United States consists of incidents confirmed as or suspected to be terrorist acts. These attacks are considered domestic because they are carried out by U.S. citizens or U.S. permanent residents. Now we'll take it one step further. We will look at what the federal law is. Under current United States law, set forth in the U.S. Patriots Act, acts of domestic terrorism are those which involve acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of the criminal laws of the United States or any state, appear to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, or to effect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping, and occur primarily within the territorial jurisdictions of the United States. Now, the reason I'm covering this today is we just recently had a shooting. 14 dead, 17 injured in California. We've all heard about it. If you haven't heard about it, you live under a rock. And we now have Mr. Obama claiming this may be the work of terrorists. Well, where is it not terrorism? And ironically, this man and his wife, well, this man was born and raised in the United States. She wasn't. She was brought over from Pakistan. They're a Muslim. I find it funny that now we're going to consider them terrorists because they're Muslim. What happened last week? What happened at the Colorado shooting? What happened in the Texas shooting? What happened in the Minnesota shooting? Why are they not terrorists? They terrorized the nation. They terrorized a population of our citizens. But they're not considered terrorists. Why? Oh wait, because they're fucking white. That's why. They're fucking white. We don't call them terrorists if they're white Americans. We only call them terrorists when they are Muslim. I can't figure that out. And considering I support Obama in so many things, this is one thing that I do not support him on. Because he should have called every one of those others terrorists, and he did not. He did not call the guy in South Carolina a terrorist. He was a terrorist. He went in and he shot a bunch of people in a church. That's a terrorist. That's a domestic terrorist. We have many domestic terrorists in this country. As per whatever facts, they are saying there have been 355 mass shootings in this country this year. I really don't believe it's 355. That's what they're calling it. Yes, there has been a lot of shootings, and I do not believe every one of them is it would be actually considered a mass shooting. If we were to think that every one of them were mass shootings, then we probably should go back in history and start looking at all the shootings that have happened in this country. What I will say is there has been a lot of shootings this year. And some of them a lot worse than others. A lot worse, I say, because more people died. Unfortunately, more people died than in others. It's unfortunate that that all happens. It's unfortunate that we are seeing the massive loss of lives in this country. As the BBC says, when they gave the headline for the California shooting, just another day in America. Well, that's the truth. It is just another day in America for us. But for us to be deciding who is a domestic terrorist and who isn't, once they've done a killing, a mass shooting like so many have, they are domestic terrorists. And nobody can prove me wrong on that. The federal law states it. Well, that's all I have for today. I know there was some questions that were asked we got in yesterday's video. I'll answer that tomorrow because this is just a sensitive subject, and I think this is where we need to leave it. I'll see you all later. Bye.